Today we will talk about one of the largest police operations in history against crime on the deep web. Let's see how authorities from 7 countries worked together for years to dismantle the largest illegal darknet market, Alphabay, and capture its leader, Alexandre Cazès. The story begins in the 2010s, when the deep web began to expand exponentially, as more people discovered the promises of anonymity and privacy it offered. With the arrival of the Bitcoin cryptocurrency, it was easier than ever for criminals to sell their products online anonymously and on a large scale. Several black markets have emerged on the deep web, but the first and probably most legendary was Silk Road, launched in 2011. Silk Road has become incredibly popular, with more than 100,000 users purchasing drugs through the platform. However, just 2.5 years later, its creator was captured and Silk Road was closed by authorities. They wanted to set an example in the fight against drugs. Despite this, the business was so profitable that it did not intimidate other operators. After the closure of Silk Road, the number of black markets on the dark web exploded, all fighting for domination. Platforms such as Silk Road 2.0, Evolution Market, and Agora Market then emerged. However, unauthorized exits, arrests, voluntary closures, and hacking attacks only benefited a new market that was beginning to gain ground, Alphabay. Launched in July 2014 by the man known as Alpha002, Alphabay started out offering only stolen credit card data, but quickly diversified into drugs, weapons, malicious software, and even money laundering services. Alphabay worked similarly to Amazon, with good search, filtering, and category functionality. You could pay with Bitcoin, Monero, or Ethereum to guarantee anonymity. It even offered a tumbler to mask transaction trails, joining them from several people. It quickly dominated the dark web market as other markets came and went. The number of users grew exponentially. Just 1 year after launch, Alphabay already had more than 200,000 registered members and 40,000 sellers. In 2017, it became the largest marketplace of its kind, offering more than 300,000 items and processing $500,000 in daily transactions. Its founder and leader, Alpha02, became a multi-millionaire just from the commissions on each transaction, between 2 and 4%. As the site's success grew, Alpha02 recruited more people. It now had an assistant called DSnake, several moderators who handled disputes between buyers and sellers, and a public relations manager. However, American authorities have gradually begun to pay more attention to the true identity behind Alphabay's powerful leader. They wanted to find out where the market servers were, so they could shut them down or secretly infiltrate to capture the operators.
Today, some of the most prolific drug suppliers use what's called the dark web, which is a collection of hidden websites that you can only access if you mask your identity and your location.
However, the encrypted route through the various Tor servers made it nearly impossible to discover the location of servers, vendors, and operators. DEA and FBI investigators then began browsing Alphabay and purchasing drugs anonymously, hoping to catch sellers' mistakes. However, these were small fish. The main target was Alpha02. Despite this, the leader seemed to have taken every possible safety precaution and completely mastered the rules of the game. Investigators were desperate to catch him, until, in December 2016, they received an unexpected turning point. Robert Miller, a DEA investigator, received an anonymous email containing a valuable tip. It revealed that Alpha02 had made a crucial mistake in the early days of Alphabay. The administrator's real email address would be visible in the metadata of the welcome emails sent to all early users. That email was pimpalex91@hotmail.com. They began following the trail and discovered photos of a young man named Alex on French-speaking social media between 2008 and 2009. He also found an old dating profile linked to that name, indicating the city of Trois-Rivières in Quebec, Canada. With the date of birth suggested by the email account, he would then have been 23 years old when he launched Alphabay. They also found a message from a French-speaking technology forum from 2008, where the username Alpha02 explained how to eliminate a virus from an image, with the same email address at the end and the full name, Alexandre Cazès. Finally, they had the name of the person they were looking for. They then looked for Cazès' PayPal account and discovered more clues that led them to his LinkedIn profile and social network, revealing that he lived in Thailand with his wife. Thai authorities helped identify 3 Cazès' properties in Bangkok. One of them was his fortified residence with his wife. They began watching him, following his luxury cars and tracking his iPhone. Cazès led a double life. He stayed at home with his wife, but entertained lovers at another property, which investigators dubbed the Bachelor Pad. However, on June 20th, 2017, Dutch and German authorities achieved the first step of the operation by taking down Alphabay's major European rival, Hansa Market. The 2 German operators were captured. The opportunity was open to deceive thousands of criminals who would migrate to Hansa after Alphabay was taken down, catching them in the act of committing a crime. Finally, on July the 5th, the day arrived for Alexandre Cazès' arrest and Alphabay's closure. A Thai police officer pretended to crash her car into the gate of Cazès' house to attract him. When he left, several teams overpowered him, finding his laptop still turned on inside the house, with direct access to Alphabay's servers. Servers, passwords, $23 million in assets, and luxury properties were taken. A week later, on July 12th, Cazès was found dead in prison. He committed suicide. For 4 weeks after the Alphabay takedown, Dutch authorities watched in silence as thousands of criminals continued their activities on Hansa, collecting evidence. Finally, on July 20th, they announced the joint closure of Alphabay and Hansa Market, a gigantic victory for global authorities. Despite this scam, the demand for illegal products online is too great. New black markets continued to appear. One of them was the Russian marketplace Hydra Market, which was twice as big as Alphabay. It was only in 2021 that German and American authorities also closed it. Currently, the authorities' new challenge is to stop the recently launched reconstruction of Alphabay by D-Snake in 2021. The battle between police and criminals on the deep web continues in an endless race for the title of King of the Black Market. This operation demonstrated the importance of international collaboration in combating cybercrime. Let's await the next developments in this fascinating war that takes place in the shadows of the internet. Hope you enjoyed this video about this case. Leave in the comments what you think, and if you want me to cover other similar topics in the future. Thank you for your attention, and see you next time.